And they're like, oh, they're fucking amazing! We love glazing our waifus! Yeah! Glaze them, glaze them, glaze them! Sorry. This shit is cooked, boys. This shit is more cooked than Box 2 saying that they're burnt out on honkaistarrail. This shit is more cooked than the clankers on Twitch. This shit is probably the most cooked shit I've ever seen. And honestly, this just destroys Prydwen's credibility because we're going to talk about the new tier list today, guys. Cerydra has just come out. I feel like they have lost the plot with this one, guys. Cerydra does not deserve to be where she's at. Nowhere near where she is at right now. I feel like it's really misleading where they have her at as well. We're going to talk more about that in today's video, guys. Going over the full tier list here, mainly covering Apocalyptic Shadow, but I will also, I guess we're touching on Seridra all over the place here, but really, like I said, mainly touching on what Seridra is able to do, and then also just the tier list for Apocalyptic Shadow, because it's the most recent one that got updated, and how she kind of affects everything else in the game, right? So, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop into Excalibur here. So I'm going to quickly go over what I think the tier list actually looks like right now in this state of the game right now for Apocalyptic Shadow. Yeah, I think this is absolutely fine. I think this one's generally fine too. I think if we're rating this tier here, I would probably move Locha down one tier. No, I think Locha's fine where he's at, actually. Like, he was pretty compatible with... You know what? No, I'm not even going to give him the solace of running on a caster's team because we have a free-to-play unit that's already better than him. Move him down here, bro. Like, absolutely no shot. Like, he's going down here to this tier. Like, he offers nothing outside of healing, really, so... For that reason, he's going down. I think this is pretty good right here. I think this is good, and I think this is good. We're going to talk about this tier in a second here. As I've always said, guys, going into the support DPS tier, yo, absolutely no shot do I think that Tribby should be over here in this tier. Like, if we're going over here, I'm going to give you guys a better visual here really quick. If we're going over what a character does, and if we're talking about a support DPS, I'm going to compare two characters, guys. We're going to compare both Tribby and Cypher here. I dare say, I think Cypher is much more of a sub DPS and should be in this support DPS tier than Tribby is, right? Tribby does offer a follow-up attack with every single move, so yes, she does have support DPS capabilities. But if you look at the majority of the things that's with her kit, right, well, yes, she does have a damage bonus here, right? But everything else is literally debuff on the enemy. Whereas if you compare it to something like Cypher here, yeah, she has one ability that basically it makes the enemy take more damage. Literally, that's the only thing in her kit that's helping the team out. Everything else is literally just her own damage, her own follow-up attacks, SP generation, stuff like that. So I honestly say, guys, that this character, Tribby, would go over here in the top echelon of the support category, and I'll be moving Cypher over here. This is just a small nitpick, just from how the rankings go, right? Next up here, guys, if I were to rank Anaxa is ranked up here and up here. Okay, I mean, I think this is fine. Yeah, I mean, I think he's much better on his own than he is with someone else, especially in single target scenarios. So yeah, this is absolutely agreeable here. Do I think that... Okay, gripe with this. Current Apocalyptic Shadow actually favors Dot quite a bit. There is no shot that I would say that a Hunt March 7th is better than any of these characters here. No shot she is. I would probably say that Hunt March 7th is probably down here in tier 1.5. There is no thought in my head that she is better than Anaxa or on par with Anaxa in a support DPS role. If we're taking in Herta and Anaxa into account, like, if I were to say the better matchup here would probably be Topaz right here, and also Fei Shao, so I'm moving her down here. As far as Kafka goes, I actually think Kafka works really good this current Pure Fiction. I'm just going off this current meta right now that's in the game. She works out pretty well. I'll be moving her up here to tier 0.5. I think she is actually really solid in this current rotation of Apocalyptic Shadow. I think I just said Pure Fiction. Don't worry about that, guys. And then as far as this goes, yeah, I think we move Black Swan up as well. I think DOT is just kind of reigning supreme just because they have buffs right now in the game. And yeah, I think we move. You know what? Maybe I'm being a bit harsh because, no, I'm not being harsh. We're moving Moze down here. No, I'm fuck that. We're moving Moze down there. And as for Sampo, I think Sampo moves up here. I think Sampo's a lot better than what they give him credit for right now. He can be very single target oriented. He can also reproc Dot on the enemy. So if you were to pair him up with someone like a Black Swan, a Sampo, and then Hylicence here, I think it actually works out pretty good. So yeah, there's that. As for the rest of this list here, pretty much agree. On to our DPS list here, though, guys. I think that Archer is fine being up here. I think that Castris is obviously fine being up here. I think Fanussi is fine being up here. I think Anax is fine being up here for the time being. I don't think that Fei Shao sits up here. Genuinely, guys, if I'm going to give you my take here, I think that Aglia probably moves down to tier 1. genuinely. I feel like Fei Xiao moves down to tier 0.5. I really don't think that she's on par with the rest of the characters here, but I do feel like she's better than Aglia. Now, as for the break characters, I haven't used break characters in so long. It's hard for me to like give you guys like a rating on where I think break should be. I think break's been getting worse and worse. If I were to say, like, compare them to the level here, break, a lot of people are still using break. If you were to go look at like the recommended teams to use in my friends list, looking at teams, like they're using them, they're clearing with this. So sure, Boot Hill and Firefly can stay up here for now, but actually let me see what clear times are looking like for Apocalyptic Shadow, guys. Yeah, Aggie is sitting here at, well, okay, well, if this is the case right here, if the average score with Fei Xiao is currently where it's at, Blades is actually pretty high as well. Aglia is sitting below them, but above, you know what? No, fuck that. I am usually an Aglia hater. I will not move her down. Just because her average clears is pretty high up on the list in comparison and higher than the break characters. So for this, you know, Boot Hill can stay here. I'm fine with that. We move her down. I think we move her down to here. I think that Rappa probably ends up moving down to here. She's very AoE oriented. I think that in this situation that Firefly is better, so 1 tier ahead. If I were to give a rating on Hyacinth right now, I think Hyacinth is probably up here. And then also judging off that rating too, I would say that in terms of ease of setup and play, and also having a higher average score than Aglia has, I would dare say we move Saber up here, and then we move Fei Xiao down here. Now, I do understand that, yeah, even Fei Xiao even has a lower clear score, not by much, but just by a little bit. Yeah, I've been moving Fei Xiao in here just because I feel like the setup for Fei Xiao, while yes, you do have the option of using this, I do feel like the free-to-play ability of someone like Saber is actually a little bit better in terms of like clearing content and getting a higher score with that free-to-play team than someone like Fei Xiao is. I feel like you need a more premium team to get that out of Fei Xiao than you do need that out of Saber. So I'm moving Saber up for now. I'm moving Fei Xiao down. We will keep Aglia the same. I'm moving her down. We're keeping her the same. And then just about everyone else here, I think is pretty fine. Like, I don't think anyone deserves to move up or move down based off this. But yeah, this is my list here. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, right? The Cerydra in the room. Guys, tell me if you share the same sentiment. You probably don't. You probably are going to fucking hate the steak. Bronya is better. I feel like I genuinely think in so many ways, like I get that okay, so hear me out here. Seridra has her pros. Don't get me wrong. Overall, as a character, though, for your account, Bronya is better. And I'm a Bronya fucking hater. If you've watched any of my tier list videos, you know I shit on Bronya, and I'm going to shit on this video too. But that doesn't mean that Seridra just doesn't deserve to be up here. There's absolutely no shot. No way in hell that Seridra deserves to be up here. Now, I want to show you why I think this. Just going over here to the tier list really quick, guys. Let's just compare Seridra here, like we said. And let's go ahead and compare, where is, yeah, Bronya here, right? So, my problem with Seridra here, guys, is literally only thing she is buffing is skill. Do they have pros and cons up here, right? Yeah, buffs almost limitedly exclusive to skill damage. So literally the only character she's being able to be used with is quite literally Anaxa and Finon, right? Now, she can be used outside of those two teams. Now, and these are two top tier teams that you can use her on. I think if you were to remove Seridra from an Anaxa team, it still pops the fuck off. They are still a top tier team without Seridra. They are tier 0 without Seridra. If you were to put her on a Finon team is still a T0 team without Seridra. Now, with that being said, does Seridra provide them really good value? Absolutely. But the thing for me, guys, is that these characters are already top tier with the other supports we have in the game. They're already tier 0. They were already there. They weren't moving down if Seridra wasn't released. So, why pull for a character that's not going to give you much? Obviously, it gives you an extra skill to find on in a state that you can't buff them up in that state anymore. And you can stack on hella skill usages with someone like Anaxa. Still, with that being said, it doesn't help out anyone else. Are you using her, Seridra, on an Archer team? Absolutely the fuck not. She's so un-SP friendly, it's just not going to work well there. Are you using her on a team with Castris? No? Not really. Are you using her on a team with the Hyacinths? No. Let's go down to the lower tiers, though, because maybe she brings a character up, right? From the depths. Does she bring Aglia up? No, she wants energy. Does she bring Mide up? No, he wants HP and taking damage, so no there. Does she bring Saber up? Potentially. She can potentially give extra viability to Saber, but it's still, Seridra's not a best in slot partner for Saber. But why the fuck is she up here? Well, obviously, it's because the partner plus pack, and this is why I feel like this is really fucking misleading, guys. There is, why are we putting this partner plus plus tag here? Literally, their changelog here for what partner plus plus is. It's a character that's extremely reliant on being partnered with a small specific set of characters, literally an Nax and Finon. Outside of that, no one else is using her. Okay, guys? She moves down 2 to 3 tiers. So you know what you should have done? You should have put partner plus plus in green or something else, or niche. Put a niche category with an arrow going up, like, you know what, a perfect example of this, the ZZZ tier list. Holy shit, I never thought I'd reference it. If we look at the ZZZ tier list here, right, wrong as well, I don't necessarily agree with this, but expert tag, up, up. Do this shit right there. Do partner up, up with her, with how many tiers she'll go up when paired with the right partner. But just as an overall general consensus on it, no, she definitely does not deserve to be up here. She definitely does not deserve to be here in tier 0.5, because I can think of so many more use cases for all these characters in different teams and them being higher rated teams. Let's go down here to tier 1. Does she deserve to be in tier 1? Possibly. I think tier 1 to tier 1.5 is where she belongs. Maybe I won't throw her down in the dumps because this shit's fucking egregious down here in tier 1.5 right now. I guess it's not egregious. If you're running Break, then you're running Fugue, but Break's kind of in the water. Anyways, I think she deserves to be here tier 1, tier 1.5. I think overall as a character, Bronya is better, and the reason why I think it's better is if you take a look at the general buffs that they're giving out, she's giving a skill damage buff increase of 72% and all-type res pin by 10%. That ain't fucking shit, guys. If you take a look at any other character in the game, let's take a look at Bronya, right? Let's take a look at, let me find her crit damage here, right? She's increasing your allies' crit damage by 16% of her own crit damage, plus 20% for 2 turns when using her ultimate move. Now, ultimate move, a lot harder to get, so you're not getting this up all the time. What you are getting up all the time is a 66% damage bonus up at all times, right? And you're getting a cleanse as well. Let's say your Bronya is at a 200% crit rate, right? Now, let's go ahead and multiply that by, what, 16% here? Like, obviously, she's a free-to-play character, so that's 32 plus 20%, so 52. So you're losing, what is this on Cerydra here, guys? 50, 60, 70. You're losing like 20% crit damage. Is 20% crit damage really gonna make or break your zero cycle runs? Potentially, it might do that. The main draw of her kit, though, is giving double skill, right? Okay, so double skill, really cool. So, I mean, off rip, guys, the crit damage is only a 20% increase. You're getting 10% res pin. Okay, fucking cool. I'm glad you're getting 10% res pin. And then you think about it even more. You're only getting this when her points reach 6. So, when the points aren't 6, you're not getting this skill damage up. You're not getting this up. So, honestly, realistically, it's just on par with, like, maybe even worse than what Bronya's ult's able to do with giving the crit damage buff for the whole team, right? And increasing the attack of all allies by 55% from the ult here, right? Now, she does give you an inherent attack buff. Okay, that's fucking cool, but it's an attack buff. It's not a damage bonus. I can have a damage bonus up at all times with someone like this. And this is not even going into the logistics of Sunday or Sparkle or anything like that, right? Then we talk about SP efficiency. Guys, you're running into so many SP issues with Seridra, it's insane. You need SP generators on the team because you have to use a skill every single turn with her because you need 6 points of charge to actually get the double skill off. Now, what else can do double skill, guys? You know what that is? You know what that is, guys? Imagine using a skill point with Seridra to just give a buff to increase her charge amount when you could just fucking literally have her E1, action advance someone back to the fucking front, and just use their skill again. Like, it makes no fucking sense, guys. Like, genuinely, guys, this bitch is ass. What the fuck is this? Is Glaze. This is L Glaze right here, guys. There is no shot she should be up here. Like, genuinely, Sunday blows her out the water. If we're going to go to my list here, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and draw on my list here for you guys real quick. Cerydra, absolutely no shot. She should be, let's just go ahead and throw her, fuck it. I'm going to throw her right the fuck here, guys, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the Bronya in a second. Cerydra deserves to be up here, and she deserves to have the teammate up, up, up right there. That should be the tag she has. As for Bronya, there is no shot. I've said this time and time again. I think Sparkle's better than Bronya. I get the 50% action advance is not good. But in this current meta, where currently, I guess she's good for Finon, right? But I still think it's Sundays. Anyways, that's besides the point. I think that Sparkle can work as a replacement on the Finon team over what Bronya can do, right? I would be moving her down to tier 1 as well. Genuinely, guys. I'm a Bronya hater, bro. I just don't think she's on par with what Sparkle's able to do. Fugue being up here, No, Fugue deserves to be probably down here as well with the same break characters we currently have in the game. Yeah, guys, there's no way Ceridra's up here. Ceridra's down the fucking dumpster, guys. Absolutely the fuck not. There is no way you're putting Seridra on the same tier as these universal, and I mean universal, ball-busting support characters that we currently have in the game right now that work for just about every single team in the game, that provide tremendous support for every team, and honestly make some of these older DPS, some of these lower tier DPS, where they're at now. Seridra doesn't even make these guys better than tier 0. Will they make them tier 0 in the future? I don't fucking know, guys, but fuck that, guys. She is down there in the fucking dumps, guys. And this is the main problem I have with Prydwen. They take these new fucking characters, and they're like, oh, they're fucking amazing! They don't work for anyone else, but they're amazing! Fucking glaze them! Fucking glaze them! We love glazing our waifus! Yeah! Fucking yeah! Let's not actually look at the characters and see how they actually perform with other teams! Fucking glaze them! Glaze them! Glaze them! Sorry. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Cerydra Glaze, she has ruined the tier list. She has ruined Prydwen's credibility. I can't even say the fucking word right. It's fucking pissed off coming out of my mouth. That's gonna do it, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.